I'm experienced now, professional.
Morning.
I'm actually scared.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's up? What's up? Same position with your hands, but I want you to control it a little bit more on the way up. So pause here, and then slow on the way up. Pause, slow. Watch out for the camera. So pause at the bottom, and then control. Pause, control. Stretch all the way up. Good. Lean back a little bit. Good. Just a slight pause at the bottom. Good. Up. Good. Two more. Good job. That's it. It's like a second pause at the bottom. Good. I say I need to record y'all all the time, see our form is perfect. Good. Two more. Both of y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Coletta Haskin, Christopher's mom.
I'm Christopher's dad. I'm Leonard Haskell.
All right, and why did y'all decide to start doing personal training?
Well, one of the things is that I probably don't look the age that I am, but I am aging, and I wanted to make sure that my muscles stayed toned.
Okay.
And so I started working out with you.
All right, we'll just start with you. So, how old are you, if you don't mind sharing that?
You know, women never wants to share her age.
You could just give a range.
Well, no, I'm going to tell you my age because will be happily in September 65 years old.
Okay, nice. All right, next up. All right, your turn. So why did you decide to do personal training and give your age, if you're comfortable sharing it?
All right. Well, I will be 71 come October, and I decided to do personal training because I want to stay fit. I want to build muscle, actually get it back from when I was younger. I want to stay toned, and my goal is to also lose weight.
Okay. All right, go ahead, hit your next up. So just remember with this one, you're gonna pull it off the stack a little bit, stretch, and then bring it to your legs. Okay. So slight pause at the bottom, and then control on the way up. Start at 25. Keep those elbows straight, arms straight. There you go. So stretch.
Oh, stretch.
Yup. There you go. Control it at the top. Good, give me one more. Good, try not to round your shoulders at the top. All right. Lean forward a little bit. Yep. There you go. Good. Good. Two more. Good job. All right, so what keeps you disciplined to show up every morning or twice a week?
I think it's more so my goals, Christopher, what I want to accomplish.
Okay.
And not to say that I'm really, really disciplined.
Go ahead.
Is that I push it.
Okay.
I do. And then sometimes I'll be like,
Keep your chest up.
oh, don't let him overwork me today.
I mean, so what's your overall goal?
My overall goal is to continue to keep my muscles. You know how they get droopy when you age?
Mm-hmm.
My overall goal is to
And two more.
look like Angela Bassett.
Okay. Good. That's it. All right, same question for you. What keeps you disciplined? Because you've been working out longer than her. So back up a little bit. A little bit more. There you go. So what keeps you disciplined in coming to the gym?
I think one of the things is I think I see the long range goal,
Okay.
and I know that I have some space and time in which to get there. I understand that it's a process that takes time.
Okay.
Not going to be overnight. So
And one more.
my body didn't,
Good.
get to this kind of slump in 6 months or a year.
That's it.
So it's going to take some time to work it out, get back to where I need to be.
Okay. All right, we got one more set. All right, so both of y'all, and you could keep talking. So both of y'all mentioned goals. So you talk, give me your answer, and then you can answer. Go ahead. So both of y'all talked about a goal, right? So I want to bring up this point. So let's eliminate goal from your vocabulary, because a goal means that you want it in a certain time frame. So people typically, go ahead, start. People typically say like SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So let's just say that you have a goal of looking like Angela Bassett in a year, or you have a goal of losing 15, 20 pounds in 6 months. So what happens if you don't hit that goal?
Well, if I don't hit it in the time period that I think is probably appropriate for me, and then I start over. I do a reset.
Okay.
And I start over because, actually the goals do change. Time limits do change. So
Keep that chest up.
that's what I do. I just reset, start all over again.
All right. So you see how, all right, hold that thought. So right now at the top, you're curving your arms like this. So watch out, Mom. You're curling like this. I want you to keep your chest up here. Okay? Because once you start rounding your back, you're using too much shoulder, and this is a back exercise. Okay? But you said you reset and restart.
Yeah, reset and start over. You know, so I guess the key in whether you reach your goal or whether you don't reach your goal is that you keep focused that, you know, it's still a goal that's attainable. It just may not be in the time period that you originally wanted. So you go back and you start over.
Okay.
Not get disappointed because you didn't reach it. So that's my theory. I never get disappointed because I don't get to where I want to be in a certain time period. I just keep going until I get there.
Okay. All right, so before we go, well, you know how to do this one, right?
You show me.
All right, so it's just reverse grip. So same concept, stretch, squeeze at the bottom, control. Okay. All right, go ahead and say what you was about to say.
I would say in the disciplining part, that once you start, it becomes easier. It's just taking that first step. And then I've noticed that my body is saying, I need it.
Okay.
And I want you to be focused on doing it. And
Two
so
more.
that's what's been happening to me lately. And I know that I've been with you
That's it.
for like 2 years.
Okay.
And I've seen the difference. And sometimes too, you won't see it right away. But when you continue to do it, not only does it help me to continue to stay focused, but it also helps me to know that I'm making a difference in my body.
Okay.
So yeah, I may want to look like Angela Bassett with her little muscles that she has and all, but I'm looking at my own body at this age.
Okay.
And I want to be around longer.
Right. All right, so I want y'all to shift your mind or open your mind to a different perspective. So, like I was saying, most people think about goals in a time period, but I want y'all to think about outcome instead. So, your desired outcome may be to look a certain way, to feel a certain way, to live longer, whatever. And if you don't get that outcome in a certain amount of time, it's not as if you stop. It's you keep going, like you said. So with outcome, if you're not getting the desired outcome that you want, you change the inputs. So you look at what you're doing currently and say, okay, this is not working. Let me change some things up. So it's not necessarily a reset because you're already on the right track. It just may mean that you may need to tweak a couple of things and change some things out so that way what you're desiring as the end outcome, right? You get back on that track. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Also, we can't necessarily, other way? We can't necessarily control the outcome. We can only control the inputs. We can only control what we do. We can't necessarily control what will happen after we do it. So I could tell you a whole game plan of, okay, you're gonna eat this, you're gonna work out 3 times a week, you're gonna do cardio 3 times a week, and then what you were expecting to happen doesn't happen in the certain time period that you expected it to happen in. Does that necessarily mean that you're doing things wrong? No, it just means that you need to go back to the drawing board, change the inputs, keep going until you get the correct answer that you're looking for. Just a reminder. So, stretch all the way back, chest up, squeeze, control, and stretch. All right. All right, Mom, what has been the biggest challenge so far? Or what are some of the challenges? Top list of challenges, your top 3.
For me working out,
Working out, eating, whatever.
I think one of the top challenges has been to
Don't
continue
lean
to.
back too far.
Okay.
So stretch your legs, keep your chest up, back. There you go. Stay there. Go ahead. One more. Good. That's it.
Like I said, the challenges have been
Go ahead.
to even get focused on coming in here.
Okay.
Because when you first started working out with us, guess what? I wasn't here.
Yeah, I know.
Your dad came first. And then I said, well, you know what? I need to work on my body too. And so it was a challenge at first. But then, like I was saying, that once I started, my body started to feel better.
Okay.
The other challenge has been, which I didn't think it was, is the eating.
Okay. What
So-
aspect, what part of eating?
Well, there's something that I love to eat.
What? Ice cream?
And, and ice cream, I felt, hey, nothing wrong with it. You know, you can eat it every day.
Uh-huh.
So, believe it or not, I will have, and your daddy can testify to it, a bowl of ice cream every night
I remember.
before I would go to bed.
Uh-huh. I remember having to fix you a bowl of ice cream. So those have been your biggest challenges, the eating and getting into the habit of coming.
Right.
Okay.
But it's changed. And
One more?
I have not
That's it.
been eating the ice cream every night because of what you shared with us and the things we need to change. So one of the things I learned from it was don't even bring it in the house. So now when I go in the grocery store, I
You just don't buy it.
I don't buy it.
Okay.
And believe me, that's a real big challenge for me, that
The ice cream?
Yes. Now some of the other foods I don't have a problem with. But one of the things is if I know that I continue to do what you're asking me to do, then I'm going to see the changes, and I can truly say that I have when I've been working with you, Chris.
Okay. All right, same question for you. Hold on. What has been your biggest challenge or biggest challenges so far? Add this on there.
Biggest challenge so far. Well, it's probably like what Coletta said.
Don't steal her answer.
Well, that's my challenge. I'm giving you my biggest challenge too. It's eating the right foods at the right times.
Okay.
And by that I mean snacking
Good, that's
between
it.
meals.
That's it.
Snacking between meals or eating the wrong things late at night.
Okay.
So as you may well know, I'm a chocoholic. So anything chocolate
I'm the same
is
way.
my nemesis. I just can't resist sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think about, say when I go to go to grab some, I think about what you said about the outcome. And I know that I won't reach my desired outcome if I keep doing what I'm doing with snacking and the wrong kind of foods.
Okay.
And not only that, is as I age, I'm recognizing that my body can't tolerate
Right.
certain foods,
Need one more.
and it really craves the right kind of food. But I have to get in the proper mindset
We're gonna head over there.
that
You can keep talking.
I'm gonna eat right,
Uh-huh.
regardless of what my cravings are.
Okay.
So I have a certain motivation for a certain look I want to have,
Uh-huh.
and so it's up to me to make a
Watch out real
choice.
quick, Mom.
Am I going to eat the right foods at the right time to at least help to reach that goal, or am
Okay.
I going to eat the wrong foods and stunt that progress?
So do you believe that that is achievable while still eating certain foods? So like, do you believe like in doing things in moderation, or is it just cut it out completely?
Well, I think some things I need to cut out
We're gonna
completely.
be here. Go ahead.
Like I don't know if you can do sugars in moderation. So
Okay.
some things you have to cut out completely from your diet. I mean, it's just healthier for you.
Okay.
And then other things, you
Move
know,
in
like the
some more.
chocolate,
Now move your legs in somewhere.
you can do in moderation.
Yeah, you good, man.
So, you know, I'm not a fan of fad
Yep,
diets
yep.
or cutting out certain foods altogether, because it just makes the temptation that much greater.
Okay.
And so some things you got to ease off of gradually.
Even your elbows out.
And then we all have
There you
what
go.
you call what
One
you
more.
want to call cheat days.
Yeah.
You know, but even in
That's
that,
it.
you still have to do it in moderation. You can't cheat and overeat.
Okay.
Those two things don't go together.
All right, I'm gonna add a little bit of weight. All right, so I want to expand your mind again. So remember the whole triangle that I was telling you about? So you have the aesthetics in one corner, performance in another corner, longevity in the other corner. So it's really all about seasons, right? So my belief is that you have to focus on a certain thing for a certain amount of time in order to progress in it. So a lot of people, they try to strive for balance, but if they're always balanced, then they're never progressing in a certain area. So let's just say that, you know, like y'all been married for how long?
42 years.
So 42 years y'all been married, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure during those 42 years that y'all have had highs and lows. And during the low times, y'all had to be very intentional about getting back to a certain space to where y'all were good and y'all felt as if the marriage was progressing. Am I correct in that?
Yep.
All right, so let's just say if your job or something, right, was demanding of you, but also the marriage is demanding of you, you have to make a choice, correct? So if you decide that, okay, the job is more important, then the marriage might suffer. If you decide that the marriage is more important, then the job might suffer. Now, that's not to say that the job is never going to get back to a place of no longer suffering or like you're just neglecting the job. But in order to get the marriage back to where you need it to be, the job has to take a back seat. So in terms of food, If you have a desired outcome of looking a certain way, then all the candy, all the snacking, all the eating out, all of that stuff has to take a back seat for a while. And then once you get back to a place of, okay, I'm satisfied with the way I look, how I feel, then maybe you can incorporate it back in to a certain extent, like in moderation. Not to where like you having a bowl of ice cream every night, but maybe a bowl of ice cream once a week or once every 2 weeks. So in other words, focus on whatever you're trying to progress for a season, and then once that season is over, then you can go back to the drawing board, shift things around, focus on other things. Make sense?
Yeah. I think also it has to do, at least for me, it has to do with creating healthy habits. And so when I do that, there's some of those things, some of those foods that just don't come back into play anymore. If I've created this healthy habit of not eating, say, sugar, for instance, then over time, even the snacking or the small indulgence is not important to me anymore. So years ago, when she was carrying our first child, doctor said, you need to get off the salt because she had swelling in her feet and legs. And so it was hard, but we ended up giving up salt.
One more.
And for 41 years or whatever it's been, we haven't had any desire for salt. We just basically eliminated it from our diet because there was a greater purpose for us eliminating salt rather than eating salt.
Right.
And so now we're at the place where it's like, can you use salt or not?
Okay.
But those are choices we made.
Yeah, let's twist it. So as soon as and alternate hands, good.
And one of the things we have been doing, because, you know, when we became empty nesters, we would go to the restaurants a lot.
Yeah.
Eating out. And so now with what you've been teaching us, because when we eat out, we don't know what their cooking process is. And so now we've been cooking more.
Okay.
And I've noticed your dad has been cooking more, coming up with all kind of recipes.
Oh, really?
And I'd be like, what is this?
It's healthy stuff, though.
Good job. Just get one more each arm.
So we're eating more fruits and vegetables and less of the.
So you brought up a good point, that you gave up salt when you were pregnant with Nina, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay. So your reasoning behind it was a great reason. It was a very, very strong why. So a lot of people depend on motivation when it comes to the gym, and they're motivated to lose weight because they want to look a certain way or they want to feel a certain way. But eventually that motivation is going to run out, right? And you need to figure out a strong why in order to keep going. So your why at that time was, I want my baby to be healthy, and which is a really, really strong why. And not only the baby, but also you. So when it comes to working out, we all need to figure out what is that strong why that's more than just looking a certain way, more than just being healthy later on. So we have to really, really dig deep as to, okay, why am I doing this? Because I wake up at 3:30 in the morning to come work out every single day. I'd rather sleep in the bed. All right, next up. And people ask me all the time, like, how do you get up so early in the morning? How are you so disciplined to do this? And part of it is, after a while, it just becomes a habit. But the other part of it was my why and why I was doing it was strong enough for me to get up every single morning to do it.
Well, one of my whys is for the quality of life.
Okay.
And I know if I work on my body, then I will have a longer life to be able to enjoy it in these years with my children and my grandchildren. And that's my strongest why, because on my dad's side of the family, they all died early. They weren't working out.
One more.
And they were eating foods that were steaks and
Fried foods,
pork chops.
Yeah.
That's what they were raised on. But I learned differently. And because of the history of the family with heart attacks and strokes, that's something that I don't want to go through. So
Okay.
I teach others as well to change your habits and to change your diet, because I've seen the difference that it can make.
Okay.
I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sunday. I'm experienced now.